Watch this. Watch this. Check. 1 2 1 2. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. So we pumped, like we talked about this morning, right? Pretty sweet, if you ask me. I'm with it, right? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for joining us. Bitcoin getting a bit of a pullback. I just took profits on the trade because I moved my stop loss. Let's take a look at what's happening here to BTC. Shout out to all my beautiful partners and everyone out here on the live. We appreciate you. We love you. And we care about you. Something changed in the way I hear the music, the audio, but it's all good, I guess. I'm just going to go from there. Let me just take a look and see if I need to add a gain. Maybe I add a gain on there. Is that all right? Does that change it? Nah, it's too hot. Yeah, I don't need that. Anyway, can't hear my voice like I used to out of nowhere. And it might actually be my ears. I don't know what's happening. Find it weird. Anyway, shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. Appreciate you all for jumping on in and being here. And let's take a look at what's happening to BTC. All right. And let me actually look at my trade right now that probably just got stopped out. I did. But we took profits. About $800. Let's see. $737 on the trade. 57% gains on KKEX. So there you go. I was up I think about $1,400 in the highest of the trade. We're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down. But first, let's take a look at Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. I could go so much longer, but I just can't do it anymore. Just can't do it anymore. So weird. I can't explain it. But anyway, we'll figure it out later. So, Bitcoin doing damage cheese to the upside. Maybe it's just too loud. I don't know. I can't. It's weird. It's like I used to be able to hear myself inside of the speakers. You guys have no idea that everything to do with the show has everything to do with the show, right? Anyway, Bitcoin getting a bit of a dump right now, may not holding the gain. Let's take a look at our weekly close, see what's happening to Bitcoin. So we opened at $114,973.90. All right, the high was $115,975.20. The low was $103,528. The lowest you could have got Bitcoin was $103. Unbelievable this week. I mean, it really went to what? Yeah, wow, unreal. $103,528.90. And the candle closed at $108,653, down $6,000, which ain't that bad on the week if you think about it, but still a pretty big dump. Bitcoin taking a nasty dump as we speak, out a double bottom here. As I saw this, I raised my stop loss to break up into this area. They got me right there, and then they continued to go further to the downside, almost taking out the entire pump of the day, which is kind of crazy. But that's Sunday night volatility for you. I see it all the time. It's expected to be unexpected, So let's whittle our way down like we do every single day here and do the best top-down analysis in the entire industry. Nobody gets it better. No one hit a gain like I did this weekend, or barely anybody. I mean, it was tough. That was a very hard call to make. But my system is tried and true, and it told me what was likely going to happen based on probabilities, and I just took the probabilities. I don't know what's going to happen. I just play probabilities, and they happen to play out. It's kind of a nice game. All right? You should try it. I live by the seat of my pants. Most people would never do what I do because every single day is, basically I'm putting caution to the wind. But we somehow, some way make it every single time. And no matter what, we battle through. It's crazy. The world won't pay attention when the times are the best prices. Again, Bitcoin in the best prices ever. Fear is at the low at that low point, right? It went to 23 at one point. Now it's back at 29. You may never get a chance to get into that fear again at those key levels, so you just never know, man. These are the days of our lives. Maybe if I switch them, you never know. It could be that simple. I don't know. So weird. Yeah, that's a little bit better, but you know. So is this a crisis or opportunity? What the thumbnail says. I always believe there's opportunity in the market, no matter what. Follow me at CryptoLifer33. We're blowing up on Twitter. I greatly appreciate it. You can see me everywhere. Look at Tibber trading Ribbit, which I've always liked Ribbit. I really have. It's always kind of been something that's got my goat a little bit. All right. So Bitcoin, as we come to the stream in the last, basically, this is the 30-minute. So in the last hour and a half, we took a dump. Hit that high at 109 and took a $1,000 dump for BTC. Kind of crazy if you think about it. So, wow. Yeah. Right? So here we go. The monthly resistance bounced. It stayed above 102,000. As long as we stay above 102, we can't go bearish like all the other people said, even like I'm showing you, those places at 92,000, 96,000. None of that can happen if Bitcoin doesn't go to, back close a monthly candle below 102,386, 102.5, really. So, this could just be a flag. We catch up with the 21 on the monthly, and this turns into a giant monthly flag that just ends up breaking out. The only thing is, it looks like it could take, we might not pump until January or February, and then we take off. It could be sideways price action for a while, which is kind of crazy. But that's kind of what the charts are starting to convey. We just get sideways chop here for Bitcoin. From the 105 range up to the 112, we kind of stay inside that area for a long time, hovering above 100,000. And that could definitely happen. This could bull flag. So that's a potential. Looks like kind of beginning to form to be a possible potential. If we close below here, we all know we're headed right back down somewhere to 82, 94. Like the whole thing collapses. It's win for lower lows. But there's a chance. There's still a chance we remain bullish, which you have to keep inside your back pocket. You can never go full-blown bear or bull. You must be open-minded like a chess player playing chess. You do not know what the chess player is going to do across from you. And money is involved, which is crazy, Again, I am not a financial advisor. The guy saying you should be taking his financial advice. Please get yourself a financial advisor and do your own due diligence before getting into any project, coin, or trade. I'm just a guy, self-taught market analyst. I've been doing this every single day for thousands of days. I got a little bit of a knack for it. I have fun doing it. I teach people around the world how to square themselves away. A lot of people come to me. They're horrible traders. They're losing tons of money. Within a few months around me, I've seen people, write testimonials. They make their gains back. They square themselves away. Some people don't make tons of gains, but they square themselves away. They get closer to God. They get off the drugs. They get off the booze, whatever it is. But a lot of people write me testimonials that I help and change their life. So I show up every single day. I use God's energy through me to help you, and that's the way the channel works. And that's kind of what we're doing here. It just happens to be through trading that I was able to find my success, but it could have been anything. And I'm the type of person, if I'm successful, I'm going to share how I got successful with anybody I can. Everyone else thinks it's pompous, right? But because other people would never share that information. But to me, it's important to lift up your fellow brother. If you knew something that was amazing going on and you could help somebody else out, why not? And it could also help me out. Like I could run a business and help other people all day long. Let's go, right? So if you look at the weekly, it looks like it's bearish, right? And it looks like the second week is starting just to close bearish. Now, we do need a tweezer bottom on the weekly, so you would need a bearish week right now, and then we could rip back to the upside if we are bullish. But 1, 2, you'd assume this next week would just continue and take out these wicks and dump to the 50 moving average there on the weekly, right? So the weekly looks bearish. And the weekly looks like a double top, Adam and Eve, bearish divergence. Like it just suggests that you're going to go lower, right? If you look at this, it even looks to me like a head and shoulder pattern, right? Slightly disheveled, but that doesn't matter. And that tells me this thing could break to the downside. And you're looking somewhere $91,000, $92,000 BTC. That's just what this says. I pull a Fibonacci from this wick to the top, and I get a 92 fib right there at the 618 Fibonacci retracement, which happens all the time. So right off the bat, we start seeing bearishness for Bitcoin, right? Just this weekly is bearish. However, if it was a good weekly candle, we'd have to get a dump first before a pump. So you'd expect the first 7-8 hours to be dumpy and then come on, Another thing is we're in this rising wedge. As far as I'm concerned, we bearishly retested it. We fell out. We're trying to get back inside the pattern. We are not 68% of the time, these are going to drop to here and then somewhere back down here to 77,000. So if you go back to 77K, you can't be surprised. It's like a very natural occurrence in trading. Like I've seen it many, many times. So I'd be like, okay, yeah, like that's supposed to happen. It doesn't happen every time. We had this rising wedge here. We didn't make it to the bottom. We made it halfway, but we definitely got to pretty close to the resistance. That wick met that wick right there, as you can see. So moving forward with Bitcoin, it does look more bearish on the weekly as we kind of start to head on into the 3-day chart. 3-day chart showing signs of a possible reversal, saying, hey, I'm going to put a tweezer bottom in here. And you know what? There's a chance. There's a chance we tweezer bottom on the 3-day here, and there's some support. Look, there's a lot of chop right there. Previous resistance right here, right where we've hit, is support. There's 3-day support right there at about 106,981 for BTC. Right? So, that's just a level that we're looking at, something that has to be kind of taken into account. And that's somewhat bullish. The bears don't like to see that. And then let's talk about today. Today we closed the daily candle above the 200 moving average. So bullish, right? That's super awesome. Like, that actually shows signs of a possible bounce back into the good side. And then you kind of look at this like it's a falling wedge. You can say, well, the falling wedge was beginning to break out. Things were looking good right before the stream started, honestly. We were pretty high. We went to 109,600 on a nice pump to the upside today. If you made gains with me, God bless you, right? We were some of the few people that actually made gains this weekend. But the fact that it's coming right back down and taking it all the way on the daily, that's so whack. And you close another candle below this daily 200 moving average, I have to say that, we're going back to the 2-day 200 moving average. So it looks likely we're going to revisit 100 to 97,000 right now. Unless this daily candle could change the reverse. Like, this has to reverse. Tomorrow morning, we have to be looking at a wick here and a green candle that has a promise of closing back above this yellow line. We close above this yellow line, I'm bullish. We close back below it, I'm a bear. It's very simple to me. When you get above it, we start to reverse. When you get below it, that's the beginning of some nasty, nasty sauce. And you could backtest this. You'd say, but how do you know? It's hard. Well, you go over it time and time again, and basically, you use proper risk management. I go at that exact area many times on the 200. I only have to hit it 3 out of 10 times, and it only happens 5 or 6 times a year. You don't have a lot of chances to go at the 200 on the daily. So that's why I take a shot when I can. Good chance that could end up being, the move, but what I'm seeing is this is a bear flag, right? And that's going to head further to the downside. And that's just going to take you down. Revisit this, and it suggests right there, somewhere at $101,000 BTC. There's support right there too, a bunch of chop, and there's the high volume node, but definitely looks like we could go lower here. 12 hour does not look amazing. 8 hours getting a little high on the stochastics. MACD could roll, it doesn't look too amazing. It hit the 21, that's usually right. If you flip it upside down, we wait for the 21, we pump. And then the 4 hour, same story. Like today we were looking somewhat bullish. Things looked all right. We got a bit of a pump here. But now it's how bullish is this? One only good thing is look how the 4 hour got above the 21. But we did that here and we just ended up rolling over. And it kind of looks like the same scenario, right? And that looks bear flaggy to me. Looks like they're good bear flag. It could retest this trend line. See this trend line? We might come and retest this trend line. I've seen that for Bitcoin too. Very bearishly hang on the top trend line. And so look, we just gave back everything we made today. The pump happened, slow, boom, 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 boom. And then they just shredded anyone who jumped in too late on the weekend, right? Kind of what happened. What I see here is this idea though. The 1 hour flag that we went after and we talked about earlier today, right? I went over the idea that this flag could likely break out last night. And then remember this morning we woke up to us pumping. I talked about the retest here on the 15-minute. If you watch my show, I talked about this coming down and retesting the top trend line and then getting a breakout to the upside. I gave you guys this trade today. Anyone make gains with the trade? And then we double topped, which told you when to get out. 1, 2. And then we made the measured move of the double top right back to the 200 moving average. It's all clockwork. But definitely sloppy seconds here for Bitcoin. Not amazing at all. And we're, getting that, losing it all right now, right back down. That's why you got to take profits. If you don't know how to take profits, you're not going to be able to trade. Definitely don't lev trade if you don't know how to take profits. Us lev traders, people that do this every day, we're taking profits every day. 7, 8, 9, 10 times a week, I'm taking profit. So if you're still having a problem selling trades, you're going to have a problem. Like it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. So just one thing I got to say, people don't realize this stuff, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I want to be a trader. They can't sell. It's like, well, they're still stuck in headlights every 5 seconds every time they get inside of a trade. It's going to take some time. Trading took me many, many years to get a handle on. I never want to say I mastered it or I'm the greatest. I got a handle on it. I'm better than I used to be. I don't do the rookie things. Emotions are, fleeting. I use my strategies and my logistics, and I go from there. Right? But so, look, we just got resistance by the last high. Like, that was, look, right there. I mean, you just, we kind of came up there. We bounced. I mean, you had to break back above 109. 109 is a big deal. It was a big deal to get back above. It was a big deal when we lost it. We stay above 109. There's still bullishness in the air here for BTC. All right. So what do I see happening tonight? I mean, it looks pretty bearish, no? Like, you kind of have to get a bounce here. Like, you'd have to get some type of bounce here on the 1 hour time frame, in my humble opinion, and turn this into a bit of a flag. This has to do something like this. Otherwise, you're losing the 15-minute 200. You're rolling over, man. Right? And what's happening is it's the 8 hour bear flag that's going to take you further to the downside. All right, let me just clean this up. So the most likely scenario is the 8 hour bear flag takes you down. There's a chance that you get, a curveball thrown at you, and that 15-minute makes the flag we just showed you. Okay, so let me just square it away for you one more time. So everyone wants it nice and neat and spoon-fed to them. That's what everybody wants, and that's what I tend to do. So the most likely scenario is this bear flag. You're going to wake up tomorrow, things are going to be dumping, you're going to be testing 103, and everyone's going to say, this is it, bigger dump coming, it's Black Monday, and boom, we're going to lose 100,000, and, likely we could end the day somewhere 95, 97,000. So be prepared for Black Monday tomorrow being a nasty, nasty red day. It's setting up pretty nicely to happen, all right? So that's the most likely scenario. You could actually, how do you prepare for that? I mean, stop losses above the previous resistance, maybe like 112.8, or that point of control there at 111.7, and then you go to the target. It's up to you, though. You got to figure out whatever trade works for you. And, things were looking better up until 3 hours ago. Like, I thought we might actually continue up, make another flag and continue to pump, but no. So now what we're looking at is like the 15-minute will have to bounce off the 200 moving average, you see? Bounce here, make some type of shoulder, head, right shoulder. Like, this would have to be just a quick liquidity grab before a bounce. If this 15-minute loses the 200, I mean, we're dropping somewhere down to 104 tonight. Look at BOOKMAP. BOOKMAP has liquidity to the downside. It suggests that we're likely going down. These are people's orders that are going to get liquidated. So they like to liquidate people. That's where the most liquidations would occur, between 100 and 102,500. It's sticking to a down dump here on BOOKMAP. BOOKMAP's about 90% accurate. When it tells you there's red below, we usually go to the red below. That's how you read it. You don't have to be a genius. People see the bubbles and liquidity and the word liquidity and they get all freaked out. It's really simple stuff. You go down to the red, you go up to the red. That's it, all right? No craziness there. You don't have to overthink it. And it works. And it just works over time, right? Again, it's about positioning, how to position yourself. Once you see the direction, then how do you actually turn that into a trade, right? A lot of people know where we're going. I used to be able to call the direction, but never trade it. Then I was able to trade it and call the direction. That became a double skill I didn't always have. Cheers to you and yours. God bless everybody that had a wonderful day. I don't know if you hung out with your family today, what you did, but God bless you. Thank you so much for being here. The blessings of life. Thank you, dear Lord, for keeping my kids safe today. May as they all go to bed tonight, may they all stay safe in their sleep. May we wake up tomorrow all blessed and have everything go our way. Amen. And thank you for keeping my wife safe, my whole family, and everybody in my life. I'm very, very, very happy that everyone is happy and safe. Crazy. Bitcoin almost dropping by look, Bitcoin's not $2,000. It was just 109.6. It's crazy how quick the volatility can eat you alive out here in trading land. Another thing you want to see, I mean, look at this. That's a head and shoulder pattern. You see, this is just, it does what it's supposed to do, everybody. You just have to be able to see. I see people that are like, I watch all these YouTubers and I watch all these people. They're like, how did I make the trade? They're like, first I waited for the low and I set my level. I saw that the second low came down, and I'm watching them. I'm like, you just traded the right shoulder of a head and shoulder. All you had to do was get in here, stop loss there, take that, That's a nice short, though. And was the 1 hour away from the 21-day moving average? It was. Like, we pumped too far away. Like, on the pump, we were too far away. You go back here, my strategy tells you that's too far away for the 21. I start moving my stop loss somewhere into this area, start thinking to take a profits here when I see this, because I just know. My mom was like, but what if you caught the daily bottom, Sam? I think you did it. You could hang out forever. And I was like, it's possible. I said, but, the market's been sketchy. Let me just keep taking profits. That's been working for me. So I gave you the sauce. The 8-hour flag is likely to dump on you. You can enter a short here, stop somewhere up in these areas. It's up to you, whatever, I don't do that. I don't short. I look for reversals recently. It's just been better for me. And then we're looking to see if there could be a possible bounce. I think this needs a refresh. I think it was an older chart. And then we're just seeing if the 50-minute can give you this bounce here. And just to highlight, we're looking at this here, right? A bounce up, something like that. It's not over yet. There's heavy volatility, but hey, there's the chance we bounce. All right, baby. So there you go. This is what we're watching for. If you lose the 15-minute 200 moving average, and that's what we talked about earlier this week. It was all here. We were talking about that 15-minute. They lost it. They got it back. They resumed it. I didn't get stopped out. Luckily, I was down here. Crazy, man. So, look, I made dang near $1,000, and what I did it by just being super humble, everyone. Risking way less, putting a bigger stop loss, knowing my position was smaller than normal, and just, doing what I normally do and being okay with it. A legend right now, there's a very high aggressive trade right now, and that's getting into the long with the stop below the 200 moving average here on the 15-minute. Because that very well can be our bounce area. And this could be a beautiful shoulder ahead, right shoulder that booms to the upside tonight. They catch everybody off guard. We reverse that weekly candle. We reverse that daily. See, I'm ready for bullish moves. I'm ready to trade the bullish uptrend. Everyone else is like, I'm 100% bearish or I'm 100% bullish. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know we can take advantage of the move no matter what happens, So there you have it. The bear flag likely to play out on the 8-hour. Why the 8-hour? The 8-hour just looks good. You can tell it's a good time frame right now. It's positioned well. But the bounce off the 200 moving average on the 15 starting to happen as we speak. And a little almost hidden bullish as that swings up. Not amazing, but there's vibes of reversals. Shout out to the super chats. Let's take a look at people that are hooking it up. Andrew Yurkovic, paid the trader on a Bitcoin short from 108.8. No one ever went broke. Take your profits. Listen to Sammy, friends. God bless you. Ready for Bitcoin dominance to make its last rally so alts can run November and December. Hey, you never know. It's possible. I'm stopped even caring about it now. I'm just like, if it happens, it happens. I made enough on Bitcoin. I focused on Bitcoin, and luckily, again, I know not everybody did. I shouldn't toot my own horn, but hey, I did it in front of the world. You guys saw me do it. When everyone was like really alt heavy, I was Bitcoin heavy, and I kept saying it looks like Bitcoin's the one now. And I mean, we nailed this bull run because we were pretty Bitcoin heavy this entire bull run. Even though I have dang near $1 million in alts, which is crazy, right? But I'm a crypto guy, I'm a risk taker. I'm gonna take a shot. I'm always gonna take a shot. So do I have a trade open tonight? No. Sunday night's heavily volatile. The legend in me wants to get in right here with a stop below the 200 and see what can happen. But I was in a trade all weekend, heavy risk. It'd be nice to take the night off, get ready for the week. So I believe I'm going to stay off of a leveraged day trade tonight and just kind of see what happens, because anything could happen. And the most likely scenario is this bear flag breaks down. At least comes to retest this 104,300, this trend line. See this trend line? I wouldn't be surprised if we come and test this trend line. So that's Bitcoin in a nutshell. I think that's a pretty good analysis of BTC. We took it from the monthly all the way down to basically the dang near 5-minute, 15-minute chart. And yeah, if I said anything else, I feel like I'd be overdoing it. So last 24 hours, just FET up 10%. Nice to see something moving. Zcash still holding its own compared to the rest. Tau, Arrow up a little bit. So some good coins up. Caspa, Arrow. Caspa was trending today too. Study Caspa. It's been on Twitter the last once or twice the last couple weeks. Study Caspa. They're trying to get the name out there. Trying to get the word out. I've been in Caspa for a long time. People don't seem to care. You know, Cardano back at 60 cents. Chainlink at 17. Wow. Everything just bang, bang, bang. Is Polkadot even a real chain anymore? Dang, right? 00 keep catching my eye. It's on the radar as one of the newer coins. The fact that it already made it to 52 and it just came out. Definitely should be worth watching. ASTER's holding a buck no matter what. That's been pretty strong. BNB, of course, right? It was on that bigger run. And we're holding 107.7 and potentially getting this bounce here on the 15 and the 30-minute time frame. That tweezer bottom right there off the 200 moving average. It seems to always be the 200. I don't know why, but I've learned to use the 200 in everything I do. Every day you guys see me use it. I use it all the time. I use it on small time frames, big time frames. Look, Astra lost the 200. Dump it. But I use it on big time frames, small time frames, you name it. I'm using the 200. I tell you, the 200 is the way of life, man. It really is. Here lies the 200 moving average, right? It changed my life. It gave me everything I have. Hidden bullish divergence really too, but I use the 200 as we get near it. I mean, this moving averages. Hidden bullish divergences have changed. I mean, it all technical analysis has given me an edge that most people will never have. I could print money from my mind, you know. Most days I could sit there, figure out the market, and I can make $500 to $2,000 off of anywhere between $500 and $2,000. I don't need a lot of money to make $500 to $2,000 a day. Under $5,000 in an account, I can make $500 to $2,000 a day and just stack it, you know. And then speculate on long-term things and have the guts to go for it and have the guts to put in money into things that you believe in. Most people believe in stuff, but they never have the guts to go for it. You know, people research things and they don't have the guts to believe and go for it, right? I luckily have always had the ability to go for it. You know, that's the difference between me. I've noticed a lot of people in the world, they say they're going to do something, but they never do it, man. I said I was going to move to Florida. I did it, right? I did it in front of everyone. We got it done. Bitcoin getting a nice little bump back up to the 200 moving average. I'm telling you, this is interesting here off of the 15-minute now. It's a strong move. Right back to 108. I'm pretty sure that there's a chance I nailed that daily bottom there and that we never go lower. Look, we're back above the 200 moving average. This is such a big deal. You guys, if you're a beginner, you have no idea how important this yellow line is. If you've been with me for a long time, you know. But just getting back above this is a big deal. Like this, actually, you know what? It's almost like, because it could be a legendary long, like it could be one of the greatest longs ever in the history of longs. To long that 15-minute, even on a Sunday night, though, it's so crazy. But let me just take a look at it. I got to take a look at it, right? If I were to, then what? If I were to, then but then. So, I mean, could be epic, could not be. Blessing, Sam. Thank you for all your awesome teachings. Could you look at CREPE, BNB, please? Shout out to Margaret Ness. We'll take a look at that. Thank you, Margaret. God bless you. You've been awesome since day one. I remember since the class you took. Hope I've been helping you and getting you further ahead than you ever thought you could be in technical analysis. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. I mean, this would be dope, right? This is something that we're looking at. And then the move to 112.8 for BTC. And that would solidify that if we get to 112, the shorts are going to be absolutely rocked. They're going to be like, wait, what happened? Why? You know, I just made about 750, right? So we can live a little risky. I don't advise anyone to trade Sunday night. It's entirely volatile. The odds of me losing this are very high and obviously going to happen. But I'm a trader. And I go against the odds all the time, and that's how I won, right? In life, I did things that most people would never do, and I made it happen. So I'll snatch a long there, a legendary long, and, why not? A bounce off the 200 is a friend of mine. We'll see what happens. I didn't go too hard. BOOKMAP says I'm going to lose. The daily hovering the 200. There's a lot of tension here on the trade. If you want to know what happens to the trade, follow me at CryptoLifer33. So a lot of times I do just post that, and you'll see what happens, and you'll learn more. If you want to find out how I'm close with Shrek and how we hang out, but seriously, watch what's going on. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram at The Real Crypto Lifer. I'm everywhere, all right? And I'm giving different information at different places. Not everything's getting all the same stuff. So if you want to see some behind the scenes when I'm at a beach hanging out, it's cool, man. Check it out. Go to Instagram. Go to Twitter. You won't see things that you won't see it here. You see me in the suit all the time. If you want to see a different side of me, watch the other social medias, So yeah, and again, we could get a bounce, and then all altcoins are up huge tomorrow. It could happen. That's why I DCA into things that I care about when things are down huge, if they're lower than when I first got in. Let's take a look at CREPE. CREPE, right? Isn't that a CREPE? Wow, that thing blew up. Went from 2 to 6 cents, did a 3x today. I mean, it's a low market cap coin that exploded. You know what I mean? Like, you got to go look at the market cap. Never get too, into something when it pumps. Look at the market cap. The second you look, 32 million. So, like, think about it. 100 grand is, 1 million is 1/30th. 100 grand is 1/10 of that. So it doesn't take a lot of money to move this thing, right? What is this? What is it? CREPE. CREPE.fun. Coolest new coin, CREPE, a community-driven meme. So it's just a meme token. CREPE. Oh, CREPE? Like, I don't get it fully. I have no idea. Like Pepe, CREPE. I see CREPE. Like a crepe. Crepe, I don't know. To me, it's so sketcy. All right. And again, if you ran early, fine. So be it. If you were able to catch it, looked like it was on. Look at the volume. Look at the 24-hour volume. $250,000. All right. Now, Open Ocean says it at 68 million. I don't know if I even believe that, to be honest with you. So look, if I put 50 grand in there, I'd be a fourth of the daily volume. It's almost too small for me. So like, I would not be able to trade that coin. Back in the day, I could have, right, when I was a smaller trader. But again, a couple $100 in here could have done damage. If you're looking to see if it's going to continue, you're just flagging it out, right? Same idea. And you want to see if it can consolidate and continue the parabola. It's on a beautiful uptrend, and it looks like it may continue. No guarantees, though. I can't tell for sure, right? Can't tell for sure. So, we'll never actually be able to, I don't know. To me, it's high risk, high reward. Well, hey, the target would be 12. It would double up from here if it could make the move. So again, I could sit on Bitcoin all night and talk about it, but I've kind of gone over everything I could with you. The daily 200, the 15-minute to 200, how to watch the smaller time frames, how the smaller time frames can blend into the bigger ones, how your hopium could push up, what you're really looking for, and the fact that we're more bearish and likely going to dump out the 8-hour bear flag. So, like, I gave you the probabilities what's likely going to happen, but I showed you how we could possibly change it up and do something different, right? So, SEC is trending. Rogue said the SEC approval Grayscale XRP ETF today. This is huge. Get ready for a great week in crypto. XRP. Interesting. Anyway, I don't know what goes on, but yeah. Watch this nonsense. All right, so I mean, I'm excited for the week, and it looks like there's definitely more ahead. But I'd be careful too, chasing altcoins. You know, they definitely will probably get a bounce tomorrow if Bitcoin bounces. And you'll look, oh, shoulda, woulda, coulda. But that's just the first bounce. They'll come back and get better entries too as well. And you know, so I stay patient. I don't get overly zealous in this time. And I just watch the market and take advantage. Like I made a nice $1,000 this weekend, or $750. May I continue to do so as time goes on? And I you know, looks like this may continue to boom. I mean, right now I'm up in the trade, right? It got a bounce. So look, I told you I'm the king of 3%, baby. No one makes 3% faster than me. But seriously, we'll see what happens. Let's just jump back into the chat and see what the chat is saying. And hear you guys out. Insane in the memory. The earbuds are looking great. Clean, my man. Thank you for saying that. It's weird. All of a sudden, I just can't hear the show like I could. Like they were working awesome, and now I can't. And they were like the best. I was like, I could hear the show better than ever, and now I can't hear anymore. I don't know if my ears are clogged. It's so strange. That's what's bugging me out. I feel like they broke, like they stopped working or something. I don't know what happened. Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. Check, check. No, that's like the call button, right? If you want to like hang up the phone. Anyway, I don't know. Sam, could you look at Pengu? Thoughts on James Wynn's bearish stance? You know, it's funny. James Wynn's interesting because like he could swap. Even he said it himself. At any 5 seconds, he could swap at any time. I mean, think about it. It's not even James Wynn's bearish stance. Let's just be obvious. Let's just, you know, look at Bitcoin USD and the all-time history index. Be an open-minded technical analyst. And I mean, that's a double top on the weekly. I mean, you know, it's an Adam and Eve, technically. It's bearish, right? And it says it could go down somewhere to 91,000. He's just, you know. And again, it's engagement, right? When you get bearish posts, bullish posts, I could engage more heavily and do another post like that. Next week, he even said tomorrow I could be posting bullish. You know what I mean? You never know. And you never know. Right? Exactly. If we can get past this level here on Bitcoin. Yeah. Sam, do you have pants on? I do have pants on. Really nice cocky pants that look really nice. I like to wear pants. All right. I got pants on. Thank you for asking. Yeah, even that don't. I think the headphones went. They broke or something. Something happened. They got blown out. Yeah. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Over here. And be able to adapt and change your thoughts with new information. 100%. Yeah, exactly. It looks like Bitcoin to the 50-week. It could, but it also could save the day here and get a bounce. You know, the bounce off the 50 and we could be on our way here. This could be the last chance of retest. That could be the chance. It could be the cheapest price you could ever get Bitcoin again before it rips back to like 200,000. This could be the last time you ever get Bitcoin at 107,000 again for the rest of your life. It could be. That's what people don't realize. You know, I'm open-minded to believe that is a possibility. I'm not saying it's happening, but it's a possibility. Right. And Zen Emma and hey, Marge, hope you're blessed this evening. God bless you. Shout out to Vincenzo hanging out. Underground Crypto, Margaret Ness, Story Time with Drew, Tiao Malo. Shout out to all the top fans hanging out today. Margaret on top, Andrew Yurkovic, Michael Reinhardt, Dude Tang, the Crypto Surfer, Crypto Clown World. My peoples, man. When worst comes to worst, my peoples come first. But honestly, like, you see the show's a lot longer. There'd be a lot of altcoins right now. Everyone's kind of waiting to see what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin collapses below this 200, we could get a nasty dump tonight. It could be the Bitcoin dumpathon, right? I'll lose $200. I'll still be up $500 of the day, if you can believe that. And I'll be able to take a shot at making more money. So the key is to have proper risk management in everything you're doing. And if you do that, you're going to be here years from now. If not, you'll be one of the people that continues to lose. So, thank you for being consistent every single day and bringing us value every single day. Information. God bless you, man. I love you. How was your day? Shout out to Matt Eagle in the house. Exactly. Anyway, I'm going to jump on out of here. I don't think I need to gotta tell you guys much more or beat it with, go over it too much until I go over it too much. Right? So, put myself where I'm supposed to be. I really got to figure out this headphone thing too, because I got to be able to hear myself. It's just like a muffled sound right now, and it was so awesome, just like 2 days ago. I don't understand what happened. I don't get it, but I guess I'll figure it out. I'll get to the bottom of it. Even this looks like the audio's low on the mic today, right? Check, check, check. Maybe it's even, what happens with that Zoom nonsense. I don't know, man. Hold on, I'm going to do one thing. No, I don't sell my altcoins, man. I go down with the ship, yeah. There's a compressor, big bottom. I pass, check, check, check. A de-esser, check, 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 And there's a gain, check, check, yeah. Yeah, the gain all the way. That's just going to blast me. It puts me up a little higher, right? But it's not, I don't know. It's better off. I think it's actually a little better, but we got the phantom power. It even has the tone, which is a medium tone voice. Strength, which is a strong voice. Crazy. Anyway, I know you guys can hear me. We'll figure it out. I'll be back tomorrow getting it in. God bless you all. Thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate you. Bookmap does look rad. I gave you everything I could. I got back in there underneath the 200 and the 15, and we'll see what happens. I'll check back in tomorrow morning. We'll tackle this market like we do every single week. Thank you so much, everybody. May God bless you. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here all the time. And we will go from 8 to 10. When the market starts to rip again, I'll be flying through altcoins. People will give me super chats. The show just will never be able to be this short. So I should take my chances when I can to make the show an hour long, because there's going to be days where I won't be able to leave. There'll be so many people here. So, and I'm blessed for that. And I know it's coming, and I'm looking forward to it. So I love you all. Thank you so much. Look forward to our Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale too. That's coming out in, not too long from now, about a month. So I love you all. Thank you so much. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, and I'll be in the group throughout the night. Stay blessed. Stay amazing. The secret to success is getting started. I love you all. Thank you.